Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Appreciate you coming out. What we have here is a 2019 Hyper Crap 20-inch deck, 4 independent height adjusters on each wheel. So this came in a group of 3 for $30. I hadn't done an initial video on the 3. I thought I'd dive right into this thing. Reason being, I had a lady message me this morning. She said, you sold me a mower a while back and I need another one. So I thought, oh boy, did I sell her a piece of junk, and it blew up. I says, well, what's wrong with the mower I sold you? She said, well, my landlord said he was going to cut the grass after I bought yours. He cut it once, so I ended up selling your mower for what I paid for it, which was $100. It was a Hyper Tough. So she said he hasn't been back, the grass is high, and I need to buy another mower. I ended up selling yours to a kid that wanted to cut grass in the neighborhood for money. So I said, well, I just took one in. I got this last night, actually, and I said, I'll try to get it running for you. So this is going to be my first project of the day. When the scrapper helped me unload it, it wasn't the scrapper that delivered. It was another scrapper that I haven't seen in a while. There's a story behind that, but that'll be for another time. So there was no plug in this thing. So I kind of looked at the underside just now, and we have a big issue underneath this thing. So I've got another plug. I have an RC12YC that I just took off of another junk engine, so we got to install that. The other main thing with this was the oil was overfilled. This is what I poured off of it, quite a bit of excess oil. It was way above the full mark on the yellow dipstick, so I brought it down just below the high mark. So that may account for all this oil residue here on the deck. Like I said, no plug. Maybe they removed the plug and all that extra oil poured out of the cylinder. So we're probably going to have a little oil burn here if this thing even starts. Missing the air filter and the air filter cover. Didn't even check to see if it was gas in it. Why don't we do that? And then I'll show you the underside, which is going to be a big, huge issue. That'll be the determining factor in whether this thing runs or not. Okay, that's another issue. The keeper here is off and it's down into the tank. The keeper snake fell off. Speaking of snakes, I didn't bring the farm animals out. It's been so hot here in Southwest Florida, I kept them in today. So I'm just fishing this snake out. Hell, I think we got enough room here to work with. I'm going to try to pop this keeper back in place. It's acting stubborn. We'll motivate it with some needle nose. Okay, we're getting there. We were getting there. I'm going to spend another 30 seconds on this and then move on. But I think I just heard it click, but then it popped off. Anyway, I'll deal with that in a minute. There's just a little bit of fuel in the bottom there at the screen. So let me turn this over. Okay, I put the oil filler back in. Let me show you the underside. As you recall, these Hypercraps have a special design on the blade. They want you to buy their brand blade. I'll show you. This is what a stock bow tie looks like. Well, the Hypercraps, they have a oblong drilling here in the bit. One goes this way, the other goes that way. So you have to buy their branded blade because the stock bow ties don't fit. These are just straight drilled holes. You can get around that by changing out the adapter to a standard bow tie adapter. Okay, so you can see here the blade is bent and it's shifted here almost 180 degrees off. Here's the oblong hole. You can see that one, and there's the other one. They're not centered like this stock bow tie. So we got some screening wrapped up here, catastrophic strike. So I don't know if the zinc keyway has been sheared. So I got to look at that. But I think this is going to be an issue when it knocks it off of the keepers here and spins it. So just by kind of eyeballing it, we may have a bent shaft. But what I want to do is put the plug back in and just see if it'll start, and then I'll happy juice it with some carb cleaner and see if it kicks off. This is high enough off where it's not going to etch my concrete. So if I work fast, I can probably get this rectified for the lady that's interested in another Hyper Tough. If not, I have some other 20-inch cuts. She said she wanted something small that the Hyper Tough was easy to push. So I figured this would be a good candidate for her. And I told her the pricing went up to $120, and she said that's fine. We're right here in mid-season. Demand is high, and stock in the county is slim, so I'm taking advantage of that. All the Harvey and Helen homeowner units seem to have been sold, and all my units are ready and available, so that's a benefit to me. Okay, we got a gold top Champion plug. Those aren't the most reliable, but I did check this plug for spark, and it did have sparks. So let's just prime it. Like I said, there was a little bit of fuel. Okay, it is pushing out gas, and the gas smells fresh. So let's pull on this thing. We may surprise ourselves. I'd be really surprised if the keyway wasn't sheared. feels like it's got compression, but it feels a little wonky. It may be off. Or did the blade twisting save itself? All the force went into that blade spinning 180. Jumped the little keepers, and all the force was there and not on the keyway. How many of you are mathematical engineers? Okay, so we didn't get nothing. I'd have to investigate more, remove the recoil, the flywheel, and check condition of the keyway. That would be my first educated guess. Just checking the plug to see if any oil filled up the gap here. With it being that overfilled, we may have remaining oil. Okay, it is a little wet, oily wet. Let me blast this off with some compressed air. I'm just going to tip this on the tippy toes and pull on this to see if I can get any oil to come out of the cylinder. Okay, I didn't see any come out. Yeah, the deck's in the same position or same condition. There was no new oil. This adjuster here is loose. I noticed that when I unloaded it. So I got a 10-pack of keyways. If that's the issue, I can rectify this. What I'll have to do is pull that adapter off. I don't have any hyper crap blades to replace that one with. I would just put my own bow tie adapter on with a new bow tie 20-inch blade. Sell it with a new blade. So hopefully it's just the keyway and not the shaft is bent. Then I'd have to get my 3-pound sledge and bang it, try to bang it straight. I've done a video on that before. The problem with the small 300 series engine is the shafts are small. It's not one of these long shaft engines, so you don't have much to work with. You got to really be accurate because the shaft is so short. You could easily smash your thumb if you're not careful. Okay, let's juice this one more time and try it, but I think we got more issues than this. Dirty carb. Okay, that was a lot of juice. If it doesn't do anything now, I'm sending you home with a goodie bag, and I'm gonna dive into this thing. that was a surprise. Maybe we burnt through any water that was in the gas of the carb. It finally started. So for having that huge turn down on the end of the blade, this thing didn't vibrate terribly bad. I figured it would be jumping 3 feet off the ground, but it wasn't so bad, surprisingly. So I'm going to start with the blade adapter, get that off, put a regular bow tie on there and a bow tie blade, and then start it. If I still have vibration, then I'll bang the shaft. But we know that the keyway's fine because it started and it wasn't missing or anything. So it looks like RWR put this to the street. Rodney Walter Reynolds. I just made that up. I don't know who it was. But this E300 here, I'll give you the Hyper Tough model number here. I just got to get my spectacles on. It's the HT10-401-001-001's the model number. It's the 20-inch cut. The other model number they list here is Mike November Alpha 152701, and they gave a blade part number here, but we don't need that. We're not going to use their Hyper Tough branded blade. So engine made in USA. What else? 20-inch cut, like I mentioned. Hyper Crap 125cc. This is a 2019 according to the EPA emissions. What's this say? Something large. I don't know what that says. I can't read the writing. Oh, side discharge. Side discharge is what the sticker said originally. Couldn't figure it out. Side discharge. So there's your side discharge, spring activated. It's not a bad looking turd for 2019. Somebody's used it, decided to hit a rock with it, which is unfortunate. Easy 4-point height adjustment. Like I said, one side here is loose. I got to tighten it up. This one's a little loose too. So let me get cracking so I can make this lady happy with another $120 standard pusher. So there you go. Blade adapter, new blade. And I'll go through the carburetor and the tank, clean that out, start with some fresh fuel. As always, I appreciate you coming out. Tip your waitress and wait staff. They're doing an awesome job. Come back and see me. Maybe I'll do a video on the other 2 turds that came in this group, a 3 for $30. But I got to get cracking on this one first. Have a good day.